A while back I saw a video where another guy with a 1936 Ford V8 said that you cannot immediately shift into first gear without waiting at least 3 seconds, or the transmission would grind like a handful of Arabica beans in a coffee mill. Now, is that actually true? Well, no, absolutely not. But also, yeah, it kinda is. Here's the story. Welcome to Automotive Esoterica. I am Craig Cole. On this channel, we explore the more eccentric corners of the car world, and we also want to let you hear what these old vehicles sound like, all without any annoying sock hop music playing in the background. Sound good? You bet it does. So the guy in that video about shifting a 1936 Ford is correct in that if you clutch in and then immediately grab first or reverse, the transmission will grind, and that is because these two ratios share a sliding gear between them that is not in constant mesh, and I'll show you how this works in just a minute. Now, to avoid grinding gears when taking off from a start, there are a few things that you can do, and number one is you can just sit at the red light with your foot on the clutch and the car in gear, but that's going to tire your left leg out, and honestly, it's not very good for the throwout bearing. Now, another thing you can do, of course, is clutch in and then wait 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 3 seconds before grabbing first gear, but I'll tell you, that's so slow, and all of the drivers behind you are going to be super annoyed because everyone is in a gigantic hurry these days. But there is one other thing. It's something that I do every single time I drive this car, and it allows me to grab first gear almost immediately, and it's super simple. Here's the secret. All you have to do, literally the only thing, is blip second or third gear, intermediate or high gear in old school parlance. And you don't even have to fully shift into either of those ratios. All you have to do is sort of blip the synchro and you are good to go to grab first or reverse immediately without any crunching. Now, when I do this, I typically grab second because it's easier to shift by just pushing away like that than it is to try to go up, over, and back. But third gear should work just as well as second. Now, what's happening is by just kissing that synchronizer for a split second is you're eating up the rotational inertia of the transmission's cluster gear. You're stopping it from spinning, which of course allows you to take that non-constant mesh slider gear for first and reverse and easily engage it either with the cluster gear itself or with the reverse idler, so you can shift without any crunching. Let's take a look inside a real transmission to give you a better idea of what's actually going on. Alrighty, I went up into the attic and grabbed this crusty old side loader transmission so I can show you guys exactly what is happening inside these gearboxes when you go to grab first or reverse. So this one looks pretty gross on the outside. I'll pull the cover though because it's kind of a diamond in the rough. I've got one last bolt here holding the lid on, which comes off just like that. You can see the shift forks. Now if I set that aside here, we can take a peek at the gears and everything else, and it's super clean. Everything looks good. No teeth are chipped or broken, so this really is a very good gearbox. But to demonstrate exactly what's happening when you go to grab first gear without waiting or blipping the synchro, here is what's going on. So when you're stopped in neutral, the car is idling, you don't have your foot on the clutch pedal, torque is coming in through the main drive gear, and it is spinning the cluster gear and some of the other gears as well. I'm trying to hold the output shaft side so you can see, because this is what connects to the drive shaft and ultimately the wheels, and if you're stopped, none of that is moving. So the cluster gear and everything is spinning just like that, and when you clutch in, you're disconnecting the engine from the transmission, which will eventually stop these gears from spinning, but they have inertia, so they're going to keep going for a second or two, which is why the one gentleman said you need to wait. So predictably, if the output side of the transmission is fixed, because you're not going anywhere. And this is rotating, and you try to jam the first reverse slider gear into place. That just clicked into first. If I go back, that is reverse. It's going to crunch. This gear is not in constant mesh. When it's in neutral, it's between those two gears. So what happens is, if I slide this just right, you can hear that clicking sound. That's basically what's happening when you shift too quickly into first or reverse. These gears are spinning, and you're jamming the fixed slider gear into the first or reverse gear. Now, just so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about, this right here is a transmission cluster gear. You can see it is made all in one piece. Up front here, this large gear is what the transmission main drive gear actually turns, which comes in from the clutch, of course. Then here, this gear right here is second gear. Then we have first gear, and this is where the idler gear goes for reverse. So this is sort of the heart of the gearbox, and it's important to know that you really don't want to be grinding those gears when you are shifting, because it sounds bad. It can wear the edges down, and more concerningly though, if you chip a tooth, if you break one off, that chunk of metal can be floating around in the transmission. It can get jammed between two other gears, which will lock the whole thing up, and that would be a really bad thing to happen when you are driving, because you're probably going to lose control. If you do end up breaking something, it's bad news, because you've got to pull the transmission out of the car and tear everything down in order to replace either the cluster gear here or that low reverse slider gear. So what can you do? You can, of course, wait that few seconds for all of that inertia to go away. Or, like I'm suggesting, just blip the Synchro. This is the Synchro for second gear, which is to the back. Third gear, or high, is forward. All you do, blip the Synchro, just like that. It eats up that rotation, and then, of course, you can grab first or reverse almost instantly. Put that back in neutral there. If I do that, I have fully shifted into second gear. That's what it looks like. And then if I'm back to neutral here, I can push it forward. Now that is high gear, which is actually a 1-to-1 ratio. It runs straight through the transmission. The input shaft is spinning exactly the same rate as the output shaft. No torque is really being transmitted through the cluster gear. So that's what's happening inside the transmission, and that's why blipping that Synchro actually stops the rotation, so you can grab first or reverse without any issues. Hey, really quickly, make sure you check out the AutoEsoterica merchandise store. We've got a whole bunch of great designs, including this one right here, which is the formula for horsepower. You can get this printed on everything from hats and mugs to magnets, bandanas, and a whole lot more. To learn about that, make sure you scan the on-screen QR code or hit the link in the description box below. And we really appreciate you helping support AutoEsoterica so we can bring you more videos just like this one. But anyway, back to the show. So if you've got an old car with a 3-speed manual transmission, just like my old Ford here, it's actually incredibly easy to shift into either first or reverse gear immediately without ever grinding anything. Unlike the folks over yonder that are apparently clear-cutting every single tree here in southeastern Michigan. Just remember, the secret is blip that Synchro. You can grab first gear straight away without waiting or annoying any of the motorists behind you. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something today or you otherwise enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and do consider subscribing to the channel so we can bring you more features just like this one. And of course, if you like old Fords, there's a good chance you're into antique Lincolns as well. So next up, click right over here to check out a feature where a design expert walks us through the styling elements of the early 1960s Lincoln Continental, which I think is one of the most beautiful cars ever produced. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Automotive Esoterica is a production of Pixel Shift Media.